When you love someone with depression, it is very common to find that your own needs are not being met by your relationship. They're not being met in the way that you need them to. And while this could apply to a whole range of needs, I find that the two most common are your needs to feel loved and to feel supported by your partner. And what we're going to talk about today does apply to both of those, as well as to other needs that might not be being met for you in your relationship. But I think that the way to effectively handle these two problems, that your need to be loved isn't being met and your need to be supported isn't being met, I think that the solution to each of these is actually very different, that the most effective way to deal with them is different. So we're going to break it up into two videos. Today, we're going to talk about your need to feel loved in your relationship and what to do when that need is not being met. Tomorrow, I'm going to talk about your need to feel supported and what to do when that need is not being met. So that is where we're going today. But before we jump in, for those of you who don't know me, I'm Rachel Sloan. This is the Journey to Emotional Freedom, and I am so excited that you're here. If you are enjoying these videos, please make sure you click the subscribe button and turn on the notifications. That'll make sure that you see all of my new videos, and it will also help me grow my organic reach and get my channel and my videos out there to more viewers. Okay, let's talk about your need to feel loved when you're in a relationship with a depressed partner. I don't think we need to talk too much about why this need isn't being met in your relationship. I think it's pretty clear when someone is suffering from depression that they are often not able to show up and express affection for you and make you feel loved in the way that you want them to. So instead of focusing on that, we are going to focus on two things. First, we're going to talk about how it's actually an illusion that they can make you feel loved, whether they are suffering from depression or not. And two, I'm going to tell you, if you want to feel loved, how to go about cultivating that for yourself in a way that is empowering, in a way that allows you to feel loved, be loved, regardless of what the other people in your life are doing. When I say that it's an illusion that your partner can make you feel loved, I mean exactly that. Your partner cannot make you feel loved. No one can make you feel loved. The feeling of being loved is an emotion that you experience as a result of your thoughts. And I know you are shaking your head and disagreeing with me right now, and that is okay. Please bear with me, and hopefully I can show you what I mean here. We are taught from the time we are small children that other people can cause our feelings, that they can hurt our feelings, that they can make us feel good, they can make us feel bad. We are also taught from social media, from regular media, from movies, from romance novels, that our partners are supposed to make us feel loved, they're supposed to make us feel wanted, they're supposed to make us feel beautiful. But you guys, this is all a big illusion. None of those things are even possible. Your partner cannot make you feel loved. Your partner cannot make you feel beautiful. It is the way you think that creates those emotions. It just so happens that because we've been conditioned over time to believe that other people have such a strong impact on our feelings, the way we think changes based on how they act. So we've been taught that certain actions should make us feel loved. So when our partner does those things, we think, he loves me. This is evidence that I am loved, and we feel loved. It actually doesn't have anything to do with his behavior. I think maybe the best way to illustrate this point is to ask you to think about your relationship with your partner. Think about something that he does sometimes for you that is nice, that is loving. Maybe he brings you flowers, maybe he cooks you dinner, maybe he watches a chick flick with you even though he hates them. Whatever it is, something nice that he does that makes you feel loved. And I want you to ask yourself this question. When he does that, what am I thinking? I am willing to bet that when he brings you flowers or watches a movie with you or cooks you dinner, you think, oh, that is so sweet of him. He must really care about me. I am also willing to bet that there has been a time at some point in your relationship when you were having a super crappy day, when everything went wrong from the time you woke up to the time you went to bed, everything was falling apart, you were under a lot of stress, maybe somebody you love is sick, maybe whatever's going on, you are having a really rough, nasty day. I bet you at some point in your relationship, on one of those really bad days, he brought you flowers, or he cooked you dinner, or he tried to watch a chick flick with you, and you didn't feel loved. I am willing to bet that on one of those days, you actually got upset with him because he obviously didn't understand what you were going through, and he was responding in a way you didn't want. You wanted some other type of support and love and comfort from him, and he offered the same gift that he's offered 100 times before that have gotten a good response, and you snapped at him and didn't respond well. Can you think of a time in your relationship when he did something sweet and lovely for you and it did not make you feel loved? That's because the feeling of loved has nothing to do with his actions. It has to do with your thoughts about those actions or lack of actions. If you are not buying this, if you're not convinced that your partner doesn't make you feel loved, that's okay. You do not have to totally buy that premise for this exercise that I am going to give you to work. So here is an exercise you can do when your partner is not meeting your need to feel loved. When he's not making you feel loved, this is what you do. The first thing is to ask yourself, how would I think and feel if he were meeting that need, if he were making me feel loved? Let me give you an example. If my depressed partner were doing all these things I would like him to do to meet my need to feel loved, I would get to think I am loved, and I would feel loving. I would feel cared for. The key here is that it's not necessarily, my goal is not to have my partner take all of these actions. My goal is to believe the thought, I am loved. That is the goal. And the wonderful news about that being the goal is that nowhere in that thought, I am loved, is my partner. I actually don't need him to think that thought. Right now, I'm looking for him to give me evidence. I want him to show me the proof that I am loved. That's what I'm wanting from him. But guess what? I can find evidence that I am loved without him. And here is how you do it. First, you have to open yourself up to the possibility of maybe believing that thought. And that's exactly what I mean. There's a thought I want you to practice. Here it is. It is possible that I might be loved. Here, you're not committing to anything. You're not like, oh, I am loved, I am cherished. No, it is possible that I might be loved. And then you are going to give your brain a challenge. You are going to ask it, what evidence can I find that I might be loved? So it's 2 steps. 1, think to yourself the thought, it is possible that I might be loved. 2, challenge your brain. What evidence can I find that I might be loved? And this is why this is so powerful. Your brain loves a problem. It does not like unanswered questions, and it loves to problem solve. So when you pose this question, what evidence can I find? It's like, oh, let me look. What can I find? So your task is to go out into your life and look. What evidence can you find that you might be loved by another person, by a parent, by a child, by a stranger at the grocery store or in your church? What evidence can you find that you might be loved by yourself? What evidence can you find that you might be loved by the universe? If you are religious, what evidence can you find that you are loved by your God, by your higher power, by Jesus? What evidence is there that you might be loved? Challenge your brain. Make a list. Make it a journaling exercise every single night. Write it down. What evidence is there that I might be loved? We're not saying we're committing to anything here. It is possible that I might be loved. The beauty of doing this exercise of looking for evidence outside of yourself is you'll start to see the ways in which you are loved. Because the ultimate goal, the ultimate freedom, is to be able to meet this need for yourself with your own self-love. If you truly love, if you truly accept yourself and love yourself unconditionally, then that need to feel loved, that need will always be met, regardless of any actions taken by any other people. The problem is that most of us are not there yet. Most of us are not able to truly, unconditionally love ourselves. There are too many self-judgments, there are too many doubts, there are too many fears. And that is okay, because we have all this other evidence out there in the world that can support us. And as we start to look for that evidence and actively find it, it will make it easier over time for us to start noticing the ways in which we do love ourselves. So don't go seeking that perfect unconditional self-love in the beginning. It's too much for most of us. Maybe you are already at that place in your self-development where you can go for that. In that case, do it. I would encourage the rest of you to join me. Look around you. Look for the evidence. Challenge your brain. What evidence can I find that it might be true, that I am loved? Keep a running list. You can do this on your phone or in a journal. It is so beautiful to compile a list of all the ways that you might be loved. And I hope you've noticed that your partner is not anywhere in this solution. And sure, you can look for ways that he loves you, but that's not your only option. Your goal here, your goal thought is I am loved, because that is where the feeling of love comes from, regardless of what you're thinking that thought in relation to. It might be an action your partner took. It might be something your boss said or a child said to you. It could come from a lot of different circumstances that you have this thought in response to, I am loved. It doesn't have to be your partner. And that is such a powerful thing to know, because when your partner is depressed, you already know from experience that the actions they are able to take in your relationship are limited. So do not put this responsibility on them. Do not give away your power. Do not give away your ability to create love and feel love for yourself. Don't make it dependent on them. If you're feeling loved, if you make that dependent on them, you are going to find yourself disappointed. And this is not just because they have depression. This is true of putting that responsibility on any other human. If you make anyone else responsible for your ability to feel loved, you are going to find yourself disappointed way too much of the time. So take back that power, take back that responsibility, pose the question, what evidence can I find that I might be loved? Practice thinking the thought, it is possible that I might be loved. What evidence can I find? I want to know how this goes for you. Please give it a try. Write what you find out in the comments. I would love to hear all of your evidence and all of the ways in which you might be loved. Okay. I hope this was helpful. Let me know. And tomorrow, please join me again. We are going to talk about your need to feel supported. And like I said in the beginning, the approach to fixing this problem is very different. I am not going to ask you to go look for all the ways that you are already supported. I actually think there's a much more effective way to get into that particular need. So go forth, find evidence that you are loved, and join me tomorrow to talk about feeling supported. Have a good day.